I've seen a lot of really good running backs come and go from the NFL. Some of them really good, and then there's some of them that are really, really special. There's a category for guys like that, and this guy is in that. He's in that space. Devin Neal, I think, is special. I'll tell you why. Let's get it cracking. Yo, 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 no maniacs, super no maniacs, and all in between. Welcome to another edition of Feed the Bears. Real quick before I get into this video and talk about Devin Neal, let me remind you guys tonight I got a show coming up with Swifty from Swift Sports Network, and we're gonna combine, man. And I've been talking to him recently, man, and we want to start doing some content together and really give the community, the Bears community, what they're looking for, some connection and some really good football nuance talk. And I'm looking forward to that. We're going to have a good time doing that show. We're going to be talking about a little bit of everything, but I really, really look forward to that, man. Swifty's fun to talk to when it comes to these players and these projections and all that kind of stuff. We're both in the same space. So I really look forward to doing that, man. We're going to have fun doing that tonight at 8 p.m. Central. So don't forget to come check that out. But let me get right on into what we came here to talk about, and that is running back Devin Neal. Devin Neal is from Kansas, as you can see. 5'11", 215 pounds. Man, this guy right here. Let me just tell you, I've watched pretty much every running back. I'm sure there's a few running backs out there in this draft that I haven't seen, and I'm looking. I still have a few teams on my list to cover. Sure, there's a few running backs out there that I haven't checked out yet. But let me tell you something. The minute and the second I started watching Devin Neal film, it's this innate ability, man, and it's instinctual. Very, very instinctual that I look for when I'm looking at running backs, and it's a very rare trait. I mean, when I say a rare trait, I mean it's very, very rare. Like this guy has this innate ability to see it, well, set it up, see it, accelerate, and make the person missing the hole and make them look stupid on a regular basis. It wasn't one of those one-offs. He did it twice, 2-3 times. No, it's regular on his film. And I think those are the special traits that special running backs have. It's that ability to make a person miss in the hole, and you get to extend the run. So let me just get this out of the way before I carry on. Oftentimes when I'm doing these shows and I'm talking about running backs, the first thing that people do in the chat normally is give you the 40 time. It's like, he only ran this, he only ran that. I understand that. It's not that the 40 time isn't important. It's very important. But it's not the overall big picture on how you should look at a running back. It's a real important trait to have is to be having that home run speed. But there's so much other parts of the game that a running back needs to be really proficient at. Let me point these things out, because Devin Neal, I'm pretty sure, runs about a 4.5 or 4.6. He doesn't really have long speed, but he will regularly. All you have to do is turn on the tape. And before I talk about that part, that for the people that go right to, the 40 times, don't hamstring yourself with that thought, because you're gonna pretty much give yourself a preconceived notion of what this running back is based on a 40 time. You will hamstring and hobble your way of thinking if you go there. Just turn on the tape and look at what kind of game speed he has. Look at the versatility in his running attack. And I think that's important. So I'll just point out to you before I even carry on any further, the guys that he reminds me of. We'll start with the guys more recently in the NFL. And I got a couple of them that's been here, some several years back. And so right away, he's got the traits of a Christian McCaffrey, a Josh Jacobs, a Jonathan Taylor, and a Jahmyr Gibbs. To me, those are the top tier running backs in the league. I'm talking about running game versatility, how they run the ball, the style of running the ball, the patience, the setup of the blocks, and the acceleration when they see it. It's an elite trait. It's a very elite trait, and not very many people have it. I'm looking at Omarion Hampton recently. I'm looking at him, and I love the physicality, the size, and all of that, everything that comes with him. He's pretty much the prototype NFL running back as far as size and traits go. But I was looking for the wiggle. And I would just openly say, for all the fans, all the people that like Omarion Hampton, I would just say he's on the lower tier in that category as far as wiggle. You need that. He's a north-south runner that has pretty much long speed. It's a great trait to have, but that's not everything. It's going to be times in the NFL. The NFL game is so fast, and guys get in the hole. You have to make people miss to extend that run. And I'm telling you, Devin Neal has everything except the long speed. But it won't matter when he's 30, 40, 50 yards down the field. He's going to gash people time after time after time. If there was never one more consistent thing on his looking at his resume, it is how often he's breaking out for those 30 and 40-yard runs. It is so consistent on his tape. And that's just a trait of a really special running back. A guy that can make you will see this guy make people miss so often. It becomes commonplace when you're looking at the film. And I was just so intrigued by it. I was just like, because I think I started watching Devin Neal sometime last year, and I, kind of fell off because we're doing podcasts and I didn't keep up with it and, just kind of catch games. And we got into the off season. I started looking at his film again, and it was just like the same thing I saw last year. So let me give you some stats. So as a freshman, he came into Kansas. He got 158 carries for 707 yards, a 4.5 average, and he touched pay there 8 times. But 7 receptions for 57 yards, 8.1 yard average. 2022 sophomore year, 180 touches, 1,000 yards, and 90, 6.1 yard average. Touched the pay dirt 9 times. 2023, he's really starting to explode. He's got 203 carries, 1,280 yards, 6.3 yards a carry, 16 touchdowns. 2024, similar, 219 carries, 1,266 yards, 5.8 yard average, and 16 touchdowns. He touched the pay dirt often. You got to love that. And he had 24 catches for 254 yards and another TD, 10.6 yard average per catch. This guy, I'm telling you, not only am I confident that he's going to be good, I think he's going to be good for a long time for several reasons. With that innate ability to make people miss when you hardly ever see him take the big hit. That's important. That's important when it comes to durability and just being available. You know how NFL attrition works. You got to be available. People get dinged up every year, and it's just constant. This guy constantly misses the big hits. He's dishing it out more than he's receiving it often. He is so complete. I'm telling you, if he had the long speed, it'd be no doubt in my mind who the best running back is in this class. I still have a strong feeling that, overall, he still might be. I don't know where he might get drafted. I've seen anywhere between 4 and 7, in different projections. I don't know. It's just hard to call, but I know this. I know a special running back when I see one. And he's got every trait that you can imagine a special running back would have minus the speed. But it won't matter when you look at the tape and see how often he is gashing teams, making guys missing the hole, that shift, that lateral agility. Absolutely special. The guys in the past that he reminds me of, and you see Emmitt Smith on the thumbnail, because that's like the first guy that came to my mind. Emmitt Smith wasn't a burner. None whatsoever. Emmitt Smith was probably 4.7 speed. I wouldn't be surprised if he was 4.8. I don't know. But Emmitt Smith did not have long speed. But the burst, the acceleration, the lateral agility, the ability to be able to make someone miss in the hole was absolutely special. Yes, he had a great offensive line. For all the folks that's going to tell me that in the comment section, I welcome your comments. But I know Emmitt Smith had a great offensive line, possibly the greatest offensive line ever produced. I understand that. But you cannot take the physical attributes away from Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith was a badass running back when he was in college, breaking all kinds of records before he got to that, that bad offensive line in Dallas. But that's just to give Emmitt Smith his flowers. You have to respect the fact that he had a dominating offensive line. I'm giving him that. But I'm telling you, this kid right here has the exact same traits. And I'm confident in saying he's more slippery and has better lateral agility than Emmitt. I'm confident in saying that. And he's probably got a little bit better speed to go with that. But absolutely stud running back who I think is going to be in the NFL for a long time. And I think he's going to be special for a long time for the simple fact that he can make people miss in the hole. When the big hit's coming, that guy's going to be flying all over the place. And Devin Neal is going to be running in a different direction. That's the kind of instant turn on a dime, lateral agility this kid has. It's a special trait. I'm telling you guys, that is a very, very special trait that you don't see often. So when you're ranking your running backs and when you going down the list of guys who you think are the best, I'm telling you, if you have not seen Devin Neal's film, you're doing yourself an injustice, because you probably need to look at that before you come to any conclusions about who you think's ranked where. I'm telling you, this kid right here is going to be special, and he's going to be special for a long time. He has the innate ability, and we call it the gift. That's what I call it. It's just the gift. But yeah, that's what I got for this one. Again, don't make sure you guys come to the show tonight with me and Swifty and whoever else is on the show, man. It's going to be a good time. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button if you like this kind of content. I'm going to be probably doing more of this moving forward instead of a podcast. If I can come up with some players, I'll do a podcast on Friday, but I'm going to probably do more of this to highlight and kind of isolate some of these players so you guys can get a better feel, and I can give them more time and attention that they deserve. Really, you can't really do a whole lot of that, when you're doing podcasts. You just got to get in and get out, and you're being real brief about it. But I'm going to probably do more of these moving forward. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Again, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget the show tonight at 8 p.m. Central with Swifty. Gonna have a good time. But I'm gonna leave you guys with these famous words. If you can think it and you can see it, there's no reason in the world why you can't absolutely manifest it. Do not, and I repeat, do not be a prisoner of your own mind. But with that being said, I am